A pundit at the UN Institute for Disarmament Research believes dialogue regarding denuclearization on the Korean peninsula needs to begin with an acknowledgement of North Korea's nuclear arsenal. Our senior correspondent Oh Soo-young explains.
North Korea's expanding nuclear arsenal is forcing a more realistic approach to dialogue, with the opportunities of past denuclearization talks increasingly out of reach. That's according to Dan Smith, non-resident senior fellow of the United Nations Institute for Disarmament Research, who is director of the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute.
North Korea is an established nuclear power. It has some 60 or more nuclear warheads. It's got the capacity to construct more. It can put them onto missiles of varying ranges, and it's not out of the question that it develops intercontinental ballistic missile capability as well. So the opportunity of 25 years ago has gone, and we have to figure out how to handle the new and more dangerous world that has been created as a result.
His assessment comes as speculation continues over another summit between US President Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Rather than seeking immediate denuclearization, Smith believes future negotiations should focus first on reducing military tensions and managing nuclear risks.
You have to start from the point of view that North Korea owns nuclear weapons. That's the reality. How do we manage that situation? How can we keep their nuclear weapons as at lower level as possible? And at the moment, North Korea shows no great urgency to rejoin negotiations on the question.
Smith offered a cautiously positive assessment of the Lee Jae-myung administration's phased approach, which seeks first to freeze, then reduce, and ultimately eliminate North Korea's nuclear program.
To freeze is realistic. To reduce is ambitious but realistic. I would, for the moment, not suggest to Pyongyang that I want to discuss them giving up their nuclear weapons, because I think that might destabilize or undermine the rest of the agenda. The patience and the idea of a process, that's very important, very wise, but I'm afraid denuclearization of North Korea in the way that we used to talk about it is simply off the table.
Smith says North Korea's closer military ties with Russia are also changing the regional equation.
DPRK is now more independent of China because it has managed to build a closer relationship with Russia. Russia has welcomed that closer relationship because it too is fearful, or at least anxious, about the increase in Chinese strength and power. China has been, I think, somewhat concerned about North Korea's more independent capacity, and is therefore reaching out to it much more diplomatically to try to reconstruct the friendship.
The shifting balance, Smith warns, could make North Korea harder to pressure as Pyongyang gains more diplomatic and military options between Moscow and Beijing. Oh Soo-young, Arirang News.